guys, how you all doing today? Happy 1st of May. I hope that you enjoyed the beautiful sun once again. Please make sure that you make a point of getting outside and getting some of that lovely vitamin D. For me, it's very easy to stay indoors, so I have to make a point of just popping out and grabbing a few sun rays. Good for the body, good for the immune system, good for the mind and the soul. Alright, so today I'm just going to go to a nice full body workout with a little bit of a focus on the abdominals, just so we can get back into the swing of things before the weekend hits. Remember, this is going to be my last video for the next couple of days. I will post another one on Monday for you guys. Alright, Monday's one, I'm going to focus on doing the standing Pilates with the chair for our seniors, just so that they can also have a little bit of variety in the videos as well. Alright, so let's lay down on our backs and let's start our session. Alright, so laying back down, we are going to have our feet relatively close to our sit bones. Our knees are bent. Our feet and knees are roughly a fist distance apart. We're keeping the pubic bone and hip bone parallel to the floor, so we're in that neutral pelvis, and we're lacing those ribs down into the mat. Alright, we inhale to prepare. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, lifting the spine up and off the floor, one vertebra at a time. Drawing those heels gently in towards the sit bones and feel like you're lengthening along out of those knees for me as well. Those ribs are also laced, so we're working at getting a straight line from knee through the hips to those shoulders. We inhale, exhale, sink in that chest first. Really feel yourself pushing the vertebra down into the mat, one at a time. And then returning that pelvis to neutral. And we go again, we inhale, exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, lifting the spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Good. Hold for the inhale, exhale, sinking in the chest, lowering down gently through the spine. Shoulders and arms are relaxed, but the fingers are straight for me. And let's go for number 3. We inhale, exhale, scooping, tucking, lifting the pelvis up and off the floor. Good. Peeling the spine gently, one vertebra at a time off the mat. Inhale to hold. Remember to have those heels gently pulling in towards you. Exhale, sinking in the chest, rolling down through the spine gently, one vertebra at a time. Returning to that neutral pelvis. The ribs are still gently laced into the mat, so we haven't lost our neutral spine, which means the spine is sitting with its natural curves. Alright, let's go for our last one. We inhale, exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, and peeling the spine off of the mat gently, one vertebra at a time, shoulders open and relaxed, ribs are laced. We inhale, exhale, sinking in the chest, rolling down gently through the spine, feeling each vertebra, laying down one after the other, returning to neutral. Beautiful. Alright, let's take the arms out to a T position, so hands in line with shoulders or slightly below. Alright, not above. We want to make sure we can stay out of those ears with those shoulders. Okay, so now we're going to work with our pelvic stability. I want you to make sure the pelvis stays steady. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, feel the pelvic floor lift, navel to spine, ribs engaged. Lift that left leg up to tabletop. Inhaling there. Exhale, engage those 3 points again for me. Keep the pressure on the back of the pelvis in the same place as we lift the right leg up to meet the left. All right. Let's just get a few rotations going here. If you are feeling this in your lower back already, please bend the knees in towards you and keep the pelvis in neutral. Don't let it curl and lift the pelvis off the floor. Alright, so inhale. Exhale, lift with the right hip, keeping knees in line with each other and shoulder blades flat on the floor. Rotate the legs to the left. Hold for the inhale. And exhale, pull that navel in to use those abdominals to help bring the hips back to center. Inhaling there. Exhale, lifting with that left hip. Reach long out of that left knee as we rotate the pelvis to the right. Keeping ribs engaged, keeping shoulder blades flat on the floor. Flat shoulder blades and laced ribs determine your range of motion. Inhale. Exhale, pull the navel in to help bring the legs back to center. We're going to go one more each way. Exhale, taking the legs over to the left. Hold for that inhale. Exhale, pull the navel in to bring everything back to center. And we have one more. Exhale, lift and initiate with that left hip. Keep the knees at the same height. Ankle bones touching. Good. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, pull the navel in to bring everything back to center. And then gently hug the legs into the chest and just rock from side to side for me. Okay, good. Now, let's take those legs back to tabletop. Interlace fingers and place them behind your head. As we do our chest lift, we're going to straighten our legs. The lower the legs are, the more abdominal work you're going to get. However, I don't want that lower back arching, so we're going to maintain that neutral pelvis. So we only lower the legs as far as we can, keeping our lower back out of it. No arching. Okay, so let's go. We inhale. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest. Elbows are in the peripheral vision, and we straighten the legs on the diagonal. If this is too much, straighten the legs up to the ceiling. If you can't have the legs straighten up to the ceiling, have the knees slightly bent. Or if you really want to challenge yourself, lower the legs as close as you can to the floor, keeping a neutral pelvis. Inhale, bending the knees in, and lower that upper body back down to the floor. All right, let's feel like we're pulling those fingers apart so we can release that upper neck. Inhale. Exhale, nodding chin, keeping a gap between the chin and the chest. Use those ribs to pull the upper body away from the floor. Lengthen the legs out and away, navel to spine. Inhale, bend the knees and lower that upper body back down to the floor for me. Beautiful. And let's go again. Exhale, nodding chin, keeping a gap between chin and chest. Elbows in peripheral. Use that exhale to get those ribs to pull down into the mat. Lengthen the legs. Inhale, bending the knees and lower that upper body back down to the floor, keeping the ribs laced and the pelvis in neutral. So feel where the pressure is on the back of the pelvis. You want to keep the pressure in the same place for the next one. This will be our last one. We inhale. Exhale, nodding chin, keeping gap between chin and chest, pulling fingers apart. Feel the pressure on the back of the pelvis as we lower the legs towards the floor. Inhale, bend the knees in and lower the upper body back down. And then hug the knees into the chest and gently rock again from side to side for me. Alrighty. I don't know if you felt it, but I definitely felt that work going on in my abdominals. Alright, let's grab behind the thighs and nod the chin to the chest and use momentum to rock ourselves up into a seated position. Okay, we're now going to just target those obliques a little bit more. And I also would like to just challenge those abdominals in a different way. I don't think I have before. So, let's start off with our normal rotation. So we have our knees bent, we grab behind the thighs, we're sitting with a straight spine. Inhaling there. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, rolling back to a point where the elbows are almost straight but not quite. Really tuck the pelvis underneath you. We now cross one arm over the other, so we let go of those legs. Now, whichever way you automatically went with your hands, swap them around for me. All right, keeping that tuck. We inhale, arms slightly below shoulder height. Exhale, rotate the rib cage to the left-hand side. The hands stay in front of the chest and the chin stays in line with the middle of the chest. Inhale back to center. We exhale over to the right. Inhaling back to center. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. Exhale, rotate the rib cage to the left. So remember, we've got that shining torch out of our chest. that we need to use to look left and right. And exhale to the right. Hands are staying in front of the chest, chin in line with the middle of the chest. Inhale to center. We're going to go one more each way, but please keep that pelvis steady. It's just the ribs doing the work. Inhale to center. We're still tucking that pelvis to the right. Inhale to center. Straighten the arms. Grab behind the thighs. Keep the C curve in the spine. Exhale to pull the navel in as we bring ourselves back onto the sit bone. We're still in our C curve. And then we inhale to straighten the spine. Put the legs together and take the knees out to the side just to try and stretch out those hips a little bit. So grab onto your ankles and then pull, connect underneath your armpits and pull on the arms to help just pull the pelvis forward towards the feet so that we can open up those hips beautifully. All right, and we hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go into some sideline work now. So let's get onto our left side. Okay, so today we're going to go straight legs. Okay, so that oblique work we did in our previous video, that's we want to strengthen those obliques because that'll help us do the sideline work with both legs straight without the upper body getting too involved. All right, so shoulders in line with hips, and I want those legs just 10 degrees forward of your hips for me. That's going to help us stay out of our lower backs and work more into our abdominals. All right, head resting on the left hand. We lengthen out of that right hip, so we keep the gap between right hip and rib consistent and the same. All right, inhale to prepare. Lengthen out of your top leg and exhale to lift that leg up for 1. We inhale to lower the leg back down. Exhale to lift the leg up for 2. And inhale to lower down. We exhale to lengthen and lift for 3. So we're still reaching long out of that leg. Lengthening out the leg is going to help us lift the leg up. Inhaling down. Those ribs are still gently laced. We exhale to lift up for 4. Beautiful. Inhale to lower down. Now this is where I want you to be very, very gentle with yourself. I don't want you gripping in that whole upper body to lift both legs. So your upper body will determine your height. The moment the upper body starts taking over, I want you to pause. That will be your height, okay? And if you can't lift the legs up without the whole upper body responding, then just engage to get the feeling like you are lifting the legs off the floor. We need to start somewhere, but we want to do it correctly, okay? So let's go. We inhale. Exhale, lengthen through those legs, lifting both legs up as high as you can without the upper body getting too involved. We inhale to then lower the legs back down towards the floor. And we go again. We exhale to lengthen and lift. This is where that beautiful oblique strength comes in. And inhale to lower down. If we've got a strong base, exhale to lift. It's a lot easier to lift those legs. And when I say base, I'm talking about the bottom oblique. And last one, exhale to lift both legs up. Hold the legs there. We just lower that bottom leg. Now watch that the pelvis doesn't rock back as we lift that bottom leg up. Inhale, exhale, lift the bottom leg up. Think of knee to knee instead of ankle to ankle. And inhale to lower down. And let's go again. Exhale to lift for 2. Inhale to lower down. And we're going to exhale to lift for 3. Inhaling down, keeping those ribs laced, still lengthening beautifully out of that top hip. Exhale to lift for 4. And inhale to lower both legs down onto the mat for me. Beautiful. All right, so let's swap over to the other side for me. We shall see what the other side is like. Often if one oblique is a little bit weaker than the other, that's usually why we are more unstable on one side versus the other. So that's why when I talk about the bottom oblique, I talk about the base, because once you've got the strong base, everything else comes together. Okay, so again, making sure the shoulders are in line with the hips, legs are 10 degrees forward of the body, and the head is resting nicely on that right hand. We lengthen beautifully out of that top leg, and we pull those ribs in. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lengthen and lift the top leg, keeping the hips away. Inhale to lower down. We exhale, use the exhale to engage those abdominals to help keep balance, and inhale to lower down. And let's go again. Exhale to lift for 3. Inhaling down, and we're lengthening beautifully out of that top leg. Exhale, exhale, lengthen, lengthen, and inhaling down. All right, we're going to lift both legs up again now, so please listen to those bodies. We've got that pelvic floor that needs to be lifted, navel towards the spine, and ribs pulled into their neutral position. All right, we inhale. We exhale to lengthen and lift both legs up. We inhale to lower down. Watch that top hip. Make sure it doesn't rock backwards as we lift. It's not about getting the legs as high as possible. It's about keeping stable in those hips so that we get the work purely inside our hips. And exhaling up for 3, lengthening out and away. Inhaling down. And last one, exhaling to lift, holding there. We just lower that bottom leg. We exhale to lift the bottom leg up to meet the top leg. And inhale to lower down. And we go again. We exhale to lift. Make sure those hips are staying steady. Inhaling down. Top leg stays consistent with the height. Good. Inhale down. And last one, think knee to knee instead of ankle to ankle. Inhale, lowering everything back down onto the floor for me. Beautiful. All right, so let's now go into some lovely back extension work. So we're going to go onto those bellies for me. La-di-da-da-da. Beautiful. Okay, so let's start off with the arms down by the sides of the body. Just so aligned. Let's actually start rugby post position today. I'm going to change the exercise up a little bit. All right, so we're going to inhale to prepare. We've got the abdominals pulled in and we're lengthening out the tailbone. The elbows are in line with the shoulders and we have 90 degrees at those elbows, a 90-degree bend. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, just gently lifting eyeline and upper body, only a few centimeters again. All right. Now the upper body is going to stay exactly where it is, so those back muscles are continuously working. The abdominals are pulling in. All right, I want you to feel like your elbows are pushing to each side of the room. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, connect under the armpits and just hovering the hands off the floor. Lift them about 5 centimeters, 5 to 10 centimeters off the floor. Not as high as possible. I want you to feel like you're pushing the elbows to each side of the room so the shoulder blades stay wide and away from each other. We then inhale to lower the hands and arms back to the floor. We're going to go again. Exhale, lifting the arms up and off the floor. 5 to 10 centimeters only, staying connected under the armpits, elbows pushing to each side of the room, and inhale to lower the hands down. We're going to go for one more like that. Exhale, lifting hands and arms off the floor. Keep the length in the neck, so there's no creases. We're not trying to look up as high as possible, just to the top of the mats. And inhale to lower down. All right, so now we're going to change it up and we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. But make sure you squeeze them together low down, not up into your neck. All right, so we inhale. Exhale, lifting elbows and hands. Now squeeze those shoulder blades together and you'll see the hands will even lift higher away from the floor. And we inhale to lower the arms back down. All right, keep those abdominals engaged and keep lengthening out the tailbone. We have 2 more like that. We inhale. Exhale and lifting the arms and squeeze the shoulder blades low. So if you had a heart monitor on, imagine you're trying to squeeze the strap between the base of your shoulder blades and inhale to lower back down. Ladies, imagine your bra strap is there and you want to squeeze it between the shoulder blades down low. Last one. Exhale, lifting up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. Inhale to lower down. And then we lower that upper body back down to the floor. We're now going to push into our rest position. So placing your hands on the floor as if you're going to do a push-up. Keep the knees on the floor. Pull the navel in. Try and keep the spine straight. So tuck the pelvis. Push your spine up to the ceiling as you push up. And take your sit bones back onto your feet. And let those arms stretch out in front of you. And we're just going to sit here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk the arms over to the left. Really push the right rib cage out to the side. And we hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We walk the arms all the way over to the right hand side now. And we push the rib cage out to the left. Stretch out that lat and we hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking the hands back to center. Walk the hands towards your body as you lift your body up and away from the floor. And we come back into a lovely seated position. Alrighty, so that was a lovely full body. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about you. We've got some arm work, we've got some leg work, we've got some back work, we've got some abdominal work. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me once again. And yeah, I'm going to have to think about how to label these because I feel like the day 1, day 2 was all really just for level 5 lockdown. So I'm going to have to find a new labeling for level 4 lockdown. Maybe I'll just start calling it level 4. So that was easy. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for joining me. And please send in any submissions if you want anything specific to be worked on. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the standing chair work for the elderly. I would like to also do a session which is a little bit more about the ankles, especially with us, all of us starting to go for runs and jogs and all of those types of activities. We want to make sure that we keep those ankles and feet nice and strong in the process, because I'm sure they have a little bit of a shock to the system if we haven't been using them much until today. Yeah, that's about it, I think, for now. Yes. Cool. All right, have a lovely evening, guys. Bye.